Picnic with Krishna in the woodland. I am taking you on a trip into Vrindavan. क्वचिद्वनाशाय मनोदधदुरजात् प्रातः समुत्थाय वयस्य वत्सपान् प्रबोधयन् शृङ्गरवेण चारुणा विनिर्गतो वत्सपुरःसरो हरिः. One day Lord Krishna intended to have a special feast in the forest. He woke up very early in the morning. He bathed and he was decorated. Last night Mother Yashoda had prepared most delicious lunch. He tied the food package in a stick end and balanced it on his shoulder and drove all the cars on the main path. He was holding a flute in his left hand, a stick in his right hand, horn, panpipes, and things were tucked in his cloth belt. Peacock feather rest on his curly locks. Gunja mala and fresh flower garland hung from his neck. Earrings dangled from his ears, and jewels rings sparkled through his fingers, my dear friends. As he moved on the main street, he picked up his horn and blew it loud. As soon as he saw homes of his friends, he just blew it loud. Friends got pleasant surprise and ran down with their cars joining Krishna. They looked at him who is now smiling on their late, lazy, long sleep. Friends would respond through their eyes, well, just one day you are early and boasting too big. While telling thus, they combining their calves into Krishna's and began walking with him full of joy. All were wearing silk shorts, dhotis, ornaments, earrings, necklaces, armlets, and waist belt, and ankle bells, and various jewels, my dear friends. Soon Lord Krishna was welcomed by woodlands, bowers, lawns, artistic trees, and silvery shining beaches of Yamuna river. And lo, his transcendental pastimes began while the cars grazed in the distance. फलप्रवालस्तवक सुमना पिच्छधातवे काचगुञ्जामणिस्वर्णभूषितायप्यभूषयन् मुष्णन्तो न्योन्यशक्यादीन् ज्ञाता नाराच चिक्षिपुः तत्रत्याश्च पुनर्दूराद्धसन्तश्च पुनर्ददुः यदि दूरं गतः कृष्णो वनशोभेक्षणायकम् अहं पूर्वमिति संस्पृश्य वेमिरे केचिद्वेणून् वादयन्तो ध्वान्तः शृङ्गाणि केचन केचिद्भृङ्गै प्रगायन्तः कूजन्तः कोकिलैः परे विच्छायामि प्रधावन्तो गच्छन्तः साधुहंसकैः बकैरुपविशन्तश्च नृत्यन्तश्च कलापिभिः. At first they hid their lunch bags in leafy parts of a tree. Then as soon as they found their gem and jewel decorations are obstructing their play, they removed them and adorned their Krishna with forest minerals just like leaves, flowers, gunja seeds and feathers. Further they decked him with fruits and twigs and bunches of grass also. Then they decorated themselves similarly. And Krishna too is busy in decorating each of them. By the end, they found Krishna is missing. They looked left and right, and far and wide, and spotted him in a distance enjoying the still one beauty. Then they rushed, they ran competing one another as I am going to touch him first. And lo, sinking in great ecstasy, instead just touching, embraced him all in his loving fold, and delirious laughter echoed. Many are playing flutes, others are they are blowing horns, still others humming in tune with bumblebees, while some more are singing sweet notes with cuckoos. Filled with delight of close proximity of Krishna, some Gopas are running with shadows of birds, others walking gracefully with swans, some acting sitting in the line with storks, and still others are dancing with the dancing peacock. Some held tails of monkeys sitting on branches of trees, and when they moved, they too climbed up with them, making faces like monkeys. They too leaped from branch to branch, my dear. Some friends of Krishna, filled with ecstasy of being with him, jumped into the blue waters of the river and began to swim. Others hopped with frogs. Other friends talking with their own reflections on the water, while others were talking with their shadows. Sakam hekairvilanganta sariprasrava sampluta vyasanta pratinjaya yamantascha pratiswanan. Right then, Kansa sent Aghasur demon came to kill Krishna. In his past life, he was son of Shankhasur, a great Daitya. He was extremely handsome, superb, and filled with ego of his good look. He traveled everywhere with a team of his like-minded friends. He was so handsome that teenage girls would be sitting round the clock at his door just to see him. One day, my dear friends, he saw sage Astavakra. Although he is wise and enlightened saint with yogic powers, lots of them, but his body is crooked in all 8 limbs. So his walking and his interactings became little strange, ugly, and he began to laugh. This demon began to laugh. He mocked and teased him also. His friends added new jest by imitating his way of walking, and girls have already no better job except giggling. So they giggled out aloud, pleasing their boyfriend, Mr. Aghasur. While Aghasur and the whole team laughter were not yet completed, a heavy curse fell on the main culprit. Go ye, O rascal, get doomed to the most grotesque and crooked walking serpent. With this level of consciousness which you have, that's your matching destiny. Oh, you rascal, get lost. The sage Ashtavakra's curse fell on him like unescapable thunderbolt. Aghasur or no one of them had more power of tapas to undo this curse. Instantly all the girls and boys saw through their horrified eyes. Their hero, their most handsome friend, suddenly fell down on the ground and started tossing and turning like dying person. But he did not die. He started changing into an ugly serpent. He cried for help, but nobody came to help. Nobody knew how to help him. He became so fierce that spectators got scared even to come near him, what to help him. Girls were full of shock. They hated the reptile. They ran away. For years their giggling disappeared, my dear friend. He dragged his body, means Aghasur, dragged his body somehow and apologized for his offense. The saint felt compassion. He said, by the end of Copper Age, Lord Krishna will deliver you from this downfall. Until then, just wait. Later he joined Kansa's party. My dear friends, this is the same experience when you are a Hindu and you turn a Muslim or Christian, and then you settle in that way of life. It is very, very similar. Now later this man, Mr. Aghasur, joined Kansa's party, and now he has come to kill Krishna, Sabalam Hanishye. Aghasur stamped a false blame on Krishna that he killed his brother Bakasur and sister Putana. So I will kill him with all his force, Sabalam Hanishye. Balam does not mean here elder brother Balram. It means soldiers, the Gopals. Why so? Because whenever there is a combat between any member of serpent species, Balram is absent. Balram is already Sheshji, and he would look at him with stern eyes and he would flee, or he would request to the Lord that this is my own kinsman and so spare his life. Then there would be obstruction in the pastimes of the Lord. That's why. Other commentators say that day was the birthday of Balram, so he was at home doing compulsory rites. Okay? So let us see what is agha. Na hanyate bhogam vina iti agha. Okay, that's it. Without going through the consequences of which there is no rescue, that is agha. That is what sin is. The very nature of sin is, it cannot bear others' pleasure. Sukha krida vikshanaakshamaha. Whenever you are irritated on others' progress and prosperity, know for sure that sin incarnate Aghasur came upon you. Ignorance, avidya and dambha, that is hypocrisy, are sin's sister and brother, means Aghasur's brother and sister. Python is called Ajgar in Sanskrit because it swallows down a big goat, Aja, in a single morsel. Swallowing a goat is too common for a python. Aghasur said, I will swallow up the original Aja, that is birth and deathless Narayana himself. Therefore, he assumed a colossal, gigantic form covering couple of miles through his body, my dear friends. Okay? So Aghasur is lying flat on the ground in Vrindavan. A ferocious, gigantic python was lying there with its huge mouth gaping to swallow the whole creation. Then, awestruck and bewildered by the sight, Gopa said, Oh, look, isn't this vast cave looking like a mouth of some python? And other boy said, Those twin peaks, looked like rows of his teeth. And another Gopa said, those two vines dangling in the breeze look like its frightening forked tongue. And red blowing oxide dust means mines of minerals inside, but quite similar to, to fiery, poisonous breath of a python. And my dear friends, those ruby boulders, another boy said, those ruby boulders high above the cave exactly look like its eyes. Another Gopa said, what if it really happened to be a python or a demon? Then why do you doubt? Our friend Krishna is standing with us. He will easily kill him and protect us. So don't worry. Just enjoy with the strongest faith and gazing lovingly at the beautiful smiling face of Krishna, laughing and clapping. All the friends, all the Gopas entered the mouth of Python, my dear. Hey friends, stop, stop, Krishna shouted. But it was too late. They had gone in as if lost his valuables. Krishna cried piteously. Then, as if going to die with them, he also walked into the python's mouth. Happy Python closed his mouth. Alas, alas, the watching angels in the sky cried in the sky while Kansas rejoiced, cheering up, ha, ha, ha. Soon Krishna, inside the mouth of Python, enlarged himself fast, blocking his throat passage. Now the python could not breathe. Python suffocated, began tossing and turning, trying to get Krishna move out from there, but he could not. At last his body exploded out like a balloon. Boom! And lo, with a blast, all the gopas were thrown out on lush green grass. Since Krishna was not yet in its belly, he had to find his way, walk out. It took a couple of minutes. The soul of the python as a luminous light was waiting outside. As soon as Krishna came out, it just entered him. Then he looked at his friends who were laying dead. Ikshayamritavarshinya, Ikshayamritavaršinya. Through his nectar-showering glance, he looked at his friends, and they came back to life, my dear friends. The inner consciousness of even utter sinfulness is not apart from God. Having gone astray too far with its heavy-duty forgetfulness, the sinfulness are satanic people, devilish creatures, the beastly appearances look like another entity different from God and highly powerful as God himself, as Semitic religions believe and preach. But this is not true. According to Vedic philosophy, the Satanicism is not existence apart from God. Not that God is also a Satan at times. Not that. Not that God allows some power to Satan to do his satanic jobs. It is too stupid to believe like that. The very existence of Satanicism means an entity has drifted away from God. As much distance grows, that much satanic one becomes. My dear friends, recognizing one's true nature or coming closer to God means evaporation of Satanicism, and soul in its immaculate purity unites with God, either as a ray to the big light or having divine body and participating in the pastimes of God. The supremacy of Krishna and miracle of Krishna Lila is this, that as soon as the dust of his lotus feet is touched, as Satan, even being utterly satanic, cannot exist as a Satan, cannot act satanic. He turns pure and luminous. This is called deliverance, redemption. Krishna never kills anybody, not even to a demon. He cannot even harm. It is not a killing but deliverance, transformation, transmutation, liberation. As soon as it happened to Aghasur, astral and celestial worlds, because they are the most sensitive receivers of the message and news. So they celebrated such a big festival and music echoed that reached throughout the cosmic egg, the Brahmanda, and its top Brahmaloka. There lives the busiest guy whose name is Brahmaji. He wondered what's going on in the heavens and earth. He came down to heaven. There he knew something is happening on the planet Earth. And he came to the earth. Then he knew something is happening in Braj Vrindavan. And then he came to Vrindavan and witnessed the glory of Sri Krishna. He was shocked with surprise. He said, the redemption of an utterly satanic beast is not in my constitution. Satan is a Satan, is a Satan, is a Satan, and divine is a divine. Okay, never the twain shall meet. How and why this boyish Krishna did it? I must know his power, his ability. Thus Brahmaji decided and began to think, hiding in the bush. Aghopi yatsparshanadhautapataka prapatmya samya tvasatam sudurlabha. How come a billionaire rigorous job, the fruit of oneness with the universe, is just given away to this heinous creature like Aghasur? How much great power is required to do this? Where Krishna got all that tapas power and spending so lavishly? Brahmaji kept thinking on. Sakridyadanga pratimantarahita manomai bhagavatim dadaugatim sa eva nityatma sukhanubhutyabhi vyudasya mayo antargato hi kim punah. The rishis of Janaloka sang this, but Brahmaji could not hear it. They said, even his conceptual image set only once in the mind is so potent to confer the sudden enlightenment, then what to speak of him in whose mouth the Lord entered himself along with his highly enlightened saintly Gopal. Shukdevji Maharaj said, Dear King Parikshit, this story was narrated in Braj 1 year later when Krishna became 6 years old. While this incident happened when he was 5 years old. All along, dried body of the python served for sports. It did become a cave, a hollow, a cozy corner for the Gopals to look at. Parikshitji Maharaj asked, Holy Sire, why after 1 year, one whole year? What happened in between? Please narrate more mystical pastimes of the Lord. Then The story flashed before Shukdevji Maharaj's vision. He was entranced in raptures of ever-increasing beauty and pastimes of Krishna. With much effort, he brought his awareness on physical level and he began. Sri Vallabhacharya and Sri Ramanujacharya do not take these next three chapters in Bhagavatam, my dear friends. But Sridhar Swami and Sri Madhvacharya and Sri Jiva Goswami and Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatan Goswami and Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti and Sri Nimbarkacharya Ji Maharaj and their traditions do accept. Now, we take you into the dilemma of Brahmaji. Dear King Parikshit, Shukdevji began, I am so glad to know your nature. By inquiring more, you renew the pastimes of the Lord. It is the symptom of clean-hearted persons. They listen to the pastimes of the Lord with immense craze, as if brand new each time. Priya Vitanam Iva Sadhu Varta. Exactly as only ladies talk of their paramour. Listen, I am telling you the most secret leela of the Lord. After redeeming his friends from the cruel jaws of Aghasur, Lord Krishna brought them to a scenic spot and said, O Tiramyam Pulinam Vayasya Swakeli Sampan Mridulachyamalukam Sputat Sarogandharetali Patraka Dhvani Pratidhvanala Sadrumakulam. Oh, so very delightful, my friends, is this beach of soft silvery sand and lots of things to play. This beach is heavenly. Its cozy spots surrounded by trees, echoing with humming bees and warbling birds, fascinated by perfume of budding lotus garden at the heart of the pool. Let us have our lunch here. Let the calves drink water and leisurely graze grass nearby. Amen, said the Gopas in great delight, and served the calves were released and thus started enjoying grazing. Then seated together round Krishna in circles, facing him with blooming eyes shining brilliantly like petals of lotus flower set around the pericarp. They opened their lunch bags, okay, and combined them together and served them on leaf plates of banana and lotus flower cups, and also barks, and even slabs. कृष्णस्य विश्वक्पुरुराजिमण्डलैः अभ्यानना फुल्लदिशो व्रजार्वगा सहोपविष्टा विपिने विरेजुषदा यथाम्भोरुहकर्णिकाया. All the Gopas could not face Krishna, so he manifested himself on all sides to make each of his friends see his beautiful face. Many scholars say the first row of 8 sat around Krishna, then surrounding them the row of 16, then 32, then 64, and many more, just like petals surrounding the pericarp. सर्वे मिथो दर्शयन्तः स्वस्वभोज्यरुचिं पृथक् हसन्तो हासयन्तश्चाभ्यवजरुसहेश्वरा. To one another they are describing exquisite taste of each item of his dish, begging Krishna to have a bite from his plate. Laughing and making others laugh, they are taking lunch with Sri Krishna. All brothers, what if lightning fell? Oh brothers, what will happen if lightning fell? Madhumangal shouted in the middle. Everybody looked at him. Then do you think if you would be spared? Krishna responded. But friend, I am already spared from sweet bonds. Look, everybody laughed to see in his plate there were no sweets. Immediately Krishna gave him two. Oh, not two, friend, four. Since I have arisen from dualism and gotten extra enlightenment, so I deserve four times the normals. Okay, okay, Krishna gave him four. The circle of tall green trees burdened with flowers and branches joined above, forming a canopy, and camphor powder like silvery beach, scented with sweet flowering lotuses. They are like moving embodied illumination, sapphirish complexion, golden dress. Krishna was busy as 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 whirl of lotus of thousand petals of gopas rose as the rays moved from the center, it shone from orange to yellow to green to blue to violet. This rainbow color display pastimes confirms everywhere are the faces and eyes of the cosmic beloved, as the Vedas sing. How they sing? Sahasrashirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sa Bhumim Sarvatas Pritvatya Tishtadashangulam. Krishna is taking great pleasure in witty words of his friend. He is responding them with funny jokes, spreading belly laughs all around. The denizens of heaven marveled, are shocked with surprise. Until now they have been watching ever since Satyuga that mannerless yajnas not only go in vain but hurts the performer. Even when yajna is done according to the rules, if there is mistake in the mantra or even if it is correct, but the pitch, melody or pauses are wrong, God neither comes nor accepts anything whatsoever. If some item is wrongly offered, ritual is missing or impure, and an unwanted person has touched anything of use, then also God does not accept, neither denizens accept. But the same Almighty God is sitting in the midst of Gopals, and He is scooping and gobbling up items from one Gopal's plate to another, and another, and another, and another. Yagyabhug Balakeli. The Lord who eats only in great yajnas is eating with the Gopals. How He is looking, my dear? Shukdevji is singing. Bimradvenum Jatarapatayo Shringavetre Chakakshe Vame Panau Masina Kavalam Tatphalanyangulishu Tishthan Swaparisurido Hasayanarmaviswai Swarge loke mishati bubuje yagyabhum balakeri. He has tucked his flute in his vest on the right side, a horn and a stick on his left, masrina kavalam, morsel of yogurt and sweet porridge in his palm. Okay? Tatphalanyangulishu, holding various kinds of pickles in his finger pit. Tishtan madhe saparisuridaha, seated among his owns, and hasayan narma visvaihi. He is laughing and making everybody laugh. It's a spectacular, breathtaking sight, my dear. But the calves went away too far and got lost in the jungle. What was the reason of their gone away from the Lord? Trinalohitaha. Shukdevji replies, the greed of the green grass. Why, after all, people are lost in the jungle of worldly affairs and sufferings and tensions and problems? Just because of the greed, fascinations for unimportant, very little things, equivalent to grass. That is why people gone astray from God, from Sri Krishna, my dear friends. No, for sure. But not seeing their calves around, the Gopas got worried and wanted to go. So Krishna said, Mitra Shanmam Viramata. Mitranya Shanma Viramata, my friend. Please don't worry, don't stop eating. You are on my invitation. Let me take care of it. And he then sapani kavalo yayau. With that morsel of delicious lunch in his hand, he went away, my dear friends. Now watch. When calves fell in greed of grass, they got lost from God. When Gopas worried for lost souls, they too got lost from God. This is an education, a tip for evolution for you, my dear friends, okay? Witnessing the awesome power of Krishna in delivering Aghasur astounded Brahmaji, and he wanted to test his actual position. So he quietly stole the corpse. Ambho Janmajanihi. Brahmaji is born of lotus, which is inert. Its origin, water too is inert, and mud too is inert. So his partially mental retardation is ancestral, okay? If you go on doing stupidity after stupidity for a long time, your awareness is damaged and you have inertia. Your inertiatic face then resembles sleepy head, good for nothing. Your vibrations become very loathsome and tiring. And when you go to some person, he becomes sad and despondent for no reason, just by your appearance. As soon as anybody looks at your face, becomes despondent. Although Brahmaji comes from God, but he is not acting like a son of God. As one becomes a laughing stock by trying to measure the ocean with a yardstick or measure the sky with a tailor string, so also is Brahmaji, because he is trying to measure unlimited power of Krishna by stealing his calves. As soon as Krishna left, he told the Gopas to put them in a secret cave under hypnotic spell. You go under spells of various worldly kinds only when your distance from God is grown too big through hankering for petty earthly things. But God keeps looking for you. Saints, God realized sages are God's hands groping in the darkness to catch you by neck, catch you by your hand, okay? But you are under too big a spell that you never realize the great situation, the real situation, and label them as parasites, hypocrites, and so on. Now look what God is doing. Ityuktva kunja gavareshatmavatsakan vichinvan Bhagavan Krishna sapani kavaloyayo. He walked on and on. He saw their footprints for some way, but vanished soon. He then looked into caves and and arbors too, bowers too, tree shade, and he searched for them everywhere. He got worried. Then he thought maybe they are gone back where we were dining. So he returned with fast pace. But lo, there is neither Gopal, nor their leaf plates, nor calves. Beach was lying empty. Then he walked again. Tato vatsana drishtvaitya kulinepi cha vatsapan ubhavapi vane Krishno vichikaya samantata. Searching for them forest to forest, could not find even a trace of them. Right then, sarvam vidikritam Krishna sasavajagama. In a split second, Krishna knew who took it, and he laughed wholeheartedly, my dear, on the delusion of Brahmaji, on the foolishness of Brahmaji. His laughter echoed in the wilderness, my dear. If I go alone in the brush, then all mothers will cry. All Gopas may die in pain. So let me manifest myself as them. Tanmatvinam mudam kartum ubhayaitamatmana chakre vishwakridishwara. He multiplied himself in two halves, as Gopas and as calves. As many boys and calves there were, as were their size, color, habits, clothes, appearances, he assumed exactly all that form. Horns, flutes, ornaments, age. He appeared just like that with absolutely no mistake. All the calves were also of exact color, limbs, gestures, sarvaswarupo bhavo, as if telling to Brahmaji, look, you create when all the ingredients are ready. See, Prakriti is already there, Panchabhutas, Antakaran, Karma Vasana, and old karmic patterns, means five elements and thinking principles and old karmic patterns and prarabdha destiny and the soul, the jiva is there, all are ready. Then you just give a body to the soul and related conditions. But look at mine, there is none of these at all, and I made it. There is neither canvas, nor color, nor brush, and I made this entire world. Can you fathom the depth of my power? Oh, little Brahmaji, my dear friends, Saudamini Sharma asked a question. God is omniscient, then why he did not go straight to that cave where Brahmaji kept them under the spell? Why he did not bring them from there? Answer is, it was not difficult for Krishna. He need not even to go there just by his will, just a note, a music on his flute, and they would all have come running. But this would not have dispersed the delusion, the stupidity of Brahmaji. He would not have been able to realize the great power of Lord Krishna then. It may have been an act of ruthless ruler and not the Leela full of love and compassion. He also had to offer Vatsalya Ras mellows to all Gopas, Gopis and cows exactly as he offered to Nanda and Yashoda ji. That's why, okay? Now, as every day, Krishna played on flute a going home tune of music. Gopas danced gleefully to the sound, my dear. Their frolicking steps filled the mother earth with bliss. All Gopas and cocks gathered before Krishna. Krishna walked towards home, and Karvan moved on his tune, my dear. स्वयमात्मात्मको वत्सान् प्रतिवार्यात्मवत्सपै क्रीडन्नात्मविहारैश्च सर्वात्मा प्राविशद्व्रजम्. Krishna entered Braj, driving calves who were himself, playing with Gopas who were himself, sporting and using objects which mm, which also were himself and none else at all, just himself, himself and himself. As soon as they arrived in Braj, it was not that the parents stared at their boys as strangers, no, not at all, but filled with ecstasy, उत्थाप्य दोर्भि परिरभ्य निर्भरम्. Rising in hurry with sound of flute, mothers ran and lifted their boys in their arms, embraced them, suckled them, matva param brahma sutana payayan. Each cow, each gopi and gopa of Vrindavan served the Lord as their own sons in various ways. Their joy knew no end. For almost a whole year, every morning the Lord took all forms of himself to the woods, pastured his cow forms, and sported with his gopa forms, and in the evening he brought them back home. Nobody noticed any difference. The only difference was, formerly all gopas and gopis loved Krishna more than even their own boys, but now as they loved Krishna, so they loved their own boys. At times gopis wondered, why are we so attached to our boys? Have we become worldly materialists? But they never thought these were not their sons, but God Himself. They didn't know. Even while astrologers announced this year has the best lagna for wedding and not good ones for coming for next many years. Actually, such great lagna will not be coming for so many years later, okay? So each and every little gopi was married to her equal match, and they did not know they are getting married with Krishna himself. Same year, Sri Radha and Sri Krishna's engagement took place among great celebration. It was only 5 days left to complete the year. One day the cows who were grazing on Govardhana hill saw their calves down below at the beach. The great love arose in their heart, and lifting their tail up, shouting, Humba, Humba, aloud, they ran fast and suckled them. Even though they were grown above age of breastfeeding, when all cows ran like that, then the adult gopas prevented them, but they failed, so they also followed them. As soon as they saw their boys, great love arose, and they ran and embraced their boys and started shedding tears of joy. Balramji was surprised. He wondered and saw through his jnana drishti, that is samadhi-born intelligence, that small gopas and calves are no longer ageless yogis and ascetics who perfected themselves to be gopas for Lord's proximity. They were Krishna himself. So he approached Krishna and asked, Tvameva bhati shavidasayepi. What's the matter? They only appear like Gopal, but you alone are. Then Krishna explained him briefly, my dear. Meanwhile, Brahmaji went back to his planet, and Krishna thought if Brahmaji entered his home and got busy, then everything would be messed up. The very cause of my incarnation is ruined this one, no, because his one day, Brahma's one day is 4 billion years. His 5 seconds means our thousands of years. So Krishna assumed the form of a Brahmaji and informed the security officer at the gate that an artificial cheat is coming in my form. Teach him a good lesson. So as soon as Brahmaji started entering his planet, he was stopped at the gate, and after a short talk he was beaten up badly and driven away. Then he came back to Braj and was shocked with surprise to see all Gopals who had stolen were sporting with Krishna. All cows were grazing happily. He hurried to check the cave. He found they were still lying under his hypnotic spell. He rushed back and saw same. They are playing with Krishna. He ran back and forth several times and got bewildered. Swayaiva maya jopi swayameva vimohita. Just like in dark night of Amavasya, you cannot distinguish fog. In the moonlit, in the sunlight of midsummer day, you cannot know firefly shine. Same way, before the power of a great person, power of a small person goes unnoticed. So dazed and amazed, Brahmaji stood staring, looking for the clue. Right then, Tavat sarve vatsapala pashyato jasya tatkshanat. All the Gopas and cows illuminated as effulgent Lord Vishnu Narayana with bluish hue glowing with golden dress and ornament, each one holding conch, discus, mace and lotus. Brahmaji saw personified space, time, modes of nature, elements, seasons and 8 mystic performance perfections. And 14 manus, and 9 planets, and 10 directions, and deities of senses, all are in the service of the Lord. Satyajnanantanandamatraikarasamurtaya asprishta bhuri mahatmya apiyupanishadrisham evam sakridya darshaya parabrahmatmanokhilan yasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati sacharacharam. They shone Satchidanandaghana Brahma, whose infinite glory could not be traced even by Upanishads cited wise men. Astonished, Brahmaji saw and saw and saw that light of transcendence by whom this entire cosmos becomes conscious. He stood mute like a doll. Okay? In my teenage, I came to study Bhagavatam in Vrindavan, my dear friends. I heard this story. As Brahmaji moved further, he saw a gorgeous mansion. He was surprised to see its beauty. He stood at the door, just like him. 2 four-faced Brahma were standing at the gate. With due respect, Brahmaji asked, "Who are you and whose palace it is?" "We are Brahmas of 2 different Brahmandas." Okay? "At present we are appointed here on this job. This palace belongs to Lord Krishna." And Brahma was puzzled and worried and said, "I myself too am Brahma." "Of which Brahmanda you are in charge of?" they asked right away. Brahmaji fell in anxiety to know. There are more Brahmandas other than his. He then questioned back, which Brahmanda do you govern? We did govern. Now some other Brahma has been assigned on that post, so we are appointed here as gatekeepers. We consider it as biggest fortune. And then Brahma said, may I have darshan of the Lord? Please go in. We are unable to tell. Please ask gatekeepers of the next door inside. Brahmaji walked further. He saw far bigger than him 2 10-faced Brahmas were gatekeepers there. His ego got broken down. They said, we are not authorized to tell. Go in next door. He saw there too 100-faced Brahma standing there, 2 of them. We don't know, go in, they replied, and sent him to the next inside. There 1,000-faced Brahma were standing there as a gatekeeper. After crossing 7 such gates, he saw 2 extraordinary beautiful ladies. Brahma prostrated at their feet and trembled. He asked, Holy Cyrus, whose palace this is? Smilingly they said, this is gymnasium of Sriji, Radharani. And Brahmaji asked, is Lord God in there? And they laughed and said, what a funny question. Does God go anywhere? He always lives here. May I visit him? They laughed and said, by your uniform it appears you are on work. Yes, I am assigned as creator of one Brahmanda universe. I look after the affairs in there. In that case, you got no business here. This is Madhurya department. Dare not to step in this side. It is an unpardonable offense. You must go there in Aishwarya department. Brahma walked into the opposite direction. He saw it was overcrowded like a harbor or airport or train station of India. Airplanes were landing and thousands of Brahmajis were coming out like ants, like workers in search of job. They were roaming around. There on top he saw Mahavishnu lying half comfortably and Mahalakshmi near his feet. He was breathing out. One Brahmanda was ready to be inhabited and governed. So Sun, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Prajapati, Manu, Indra, Devata, Rishi, Sun and Moon and other authorizations, other authorities were recruited and assigned. Then the Lord breathes. In the Brahmanda's lifetime is over. All die and get out of job to assigned in another Brahmanda. Thus, innumerable Brahmandas were emanating and merging in him. Now Brahma recognized his status and found it is this Mahavishnu he saw in Vrindavan. He was filled with remorse and ran down to cave and brought all Gopas and calves and placed them there from where he had stolen them, my dear friends. Okay? Lord Krishna saw his perplexity. And my dear friends, Satyajnanantanandamatraikarasamurtaya Asprishtabhuri Mahatmya Api Upanishadrisham Evam Sakriddadarshaja Parabrahmatmanokhilan Yasya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati Sajarajaram. Brahmaji stood mute like a doll. Lord Krishna saw his perplexity and withdrew the curtain of his Maya, the illusory potency. Brahma rose as dead man rises up, opened his eyes, hardly looked around. He saw the magnificent outstretch of divine Vrindavan, perfuming, greening, colorful, musicful. Tatrodvahat Pashupavanshashushuttanatyam. Tatrodvahat Brahmadvayam Paramanandamagaodhavodham. Vatsansakhinyo pura parito vichinvad. Ekam sapani kavalam parameshchachashta. Then right there he saw the transcendent reality assuming the form of a 6-year-old Gopa boy, having infinite wisdom yet holding in his hand a morsel of porridge, all alone searching for his friends and calves in the jungle. Then he jumped out of his vehicle and fell down prostrate at his feet, touching his toenail through his 4 crowns of his forehead. He washed his feet with tears of joy, my dear friends, remembering his glory again and again, bowing down to him again and again, laying down flat for a long time. Brahmaji then slowly rose, wiping his eyes, tears. He looked at Krishna with great humility, joining his palms, bending his head low, with faltering voice and trembling body he spoke. Now medyate brava mujhe tadidambaraya gunjavatan saparipichil sanmukhaya vanyasraje kamalavetra vishadavenu lakshmasriye mridupade pashupangajaya. Holy Sire, His Majesty, O blue cloud, shower upon me your mercy pardon. O lightning-dressed one, O Gunjai ring-wearing one, O peacock feather-crowned one, O silver flower garlanded one, okay, oh come, come, come. Okay, horn, flute and morsel of porridge holding one. O resplendent countenance one, O my mother goddess Lakshmi herself has appeared as your ornaments. O with a fragile, soft lotus feet, where are you going, O Lord? I have brought back your friends and calves. Please punish me. Punish me, this thief of yours. I bow down to you. I bow down to you. I bow down to you. O Supreme Lord, your body is not composed of blood, bones and flesh. It is also not made of elements and modes of nature. It has no distinction of soul and sheaths. It is, my Lord, immaculately transcendental, Satchidanandam. The formation of your appearance is caused by antimaterial atoms of made love of those who have fallen in made love with you. The true wise men, not aspiring for knowledge, just survive on your juicy topic. Relishing your lila katha, they attain you wherever they please. Tattenu kampam susamikchamano bhunjana eva atmakritam vipakam hedvagvapurve vidadhan namaste Jivetayo muktipade sadayava whatever is happening by destiny, reckoning your mercy in that, thanking you genuinely, living by your will, awaiting the pleasant surprise of your arrival. One who grows in such an art of life, in whose feet mukti lives, that bhakti becomes available as ancestral heritage, my Lord. Holy Lord, as there is light in the sun, so is grace in you. Waiting for your mercy in future means negligence of your mercy in the present. An ignorant child saw some black thing coming towards him. He was scared and ran past into his father's lap, still trembling. Why are you so scared? Father asked. Bear is coming to get me, he said. Father came out and said, this is no bear, but your uncle covering with black blanket. Oh, my dear uncle, oh, my uncle, saying so, the child hugs his uncle, my dear. So, whatever havocs and accidents happen, it's uncle coming wearing a blanket. Therefore, living by let thy will be done policy is the basis of the best art of life, my dear Lord. Oh Lord, you are the cosmic Virat. I am just a baby in your belly. Consider my offenses, movements of a fetus in the womb. Without dismissing the cobra hood of a string, the fear does not go away, nor the string is seen properly. So also, without dismissing the existence of body, mind, ego, you, O Lord, my Lord, you are not recognized, but this only someone is able to do who is qualified to receive your grace. But the same you came to make friendship with Gopas and Gopis of Vrindavan. You came and with abundant love begged. You my mom, you my father, you my friend, oh I love you so much. Oh the tree of Vrindavan, oh the cows of Vrindavan, oh the bowers of Vrindavan, you are mine own, my own, my own, very, very own. Aho bhagyam, nanda gopa vrajokasam. Yanmitram paramanandam, Yanmitram Paramanandam Purna Brahma Sanatana. Therefore, my Lord, I beg you, please do not make me Brahma anymore. Do not liberate me either. Do not take me to Vaikuntha Lok also. All I want is, make me some grass. Just shrub, wine. I could be receiving baths with the holy dust of the gopis, gopas, calves and birds of this Vrindavan, who are your very own, who are very your own, who survive only and only and only for you. Tadbhuri bhagyamiya janma kimapyatavyam yad gokule pikatamang hridajo vishekam yad jivitam tunikilam bhagavan mukunda, and whose feet dust even the deities of the supreme wisdom Vedas are searching. Even to this day, that is that. Adhyāpayatpadaraja srutimegyameva, because यहीं कहीं श्याम कहो कुंजन में फिरत हुई हैं. भुज भरी भेंट बेको हिय उमगत है. That is, anywhere, somewhere, you, the most beloved, are strolling in bushes and bowers, and heart is throbbing, uprising to take you in sweet embrace. So, Kim Bahukyan me Prabho. What more can I say? Manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tava gochara. Your love's magnificence is beyond my reach. Akalpamarkamarhan Bhagavan Namaste. I bow down to you, I bow down to you for trillions of years, to your ornaments, to these mango twigs, to this silver flower garland you are wearing. I bow down to all that are ever related to you, my Lord. After praying, Brahmaji circumambulated the Lord thrice and prostrated at his feet and went to his planet. Granting leave to Brahmaji, now the Lord looked to the right and saw in the same place of the last year as the Gopas were dressed and appeared exactly the same way. They were sitting waiting for him to come and join the remaining part of the picnic. The picnic he had so lovingly proposed. Cows were grazing nearby. As their eyes met, they shouted, the friends shouted, the Gosubal Sridhama Madhumangal shouted, Uchuscha Surda Krishnam, Uchuscha Surda Krishnam, Swagatam Te Tiranghasa. Naikopya bhoji kavala ehita sadhu bhujyatam. Oh dear friend, I said, where have you been? Come running fast, my dear. We are waiting for you. Not a single morsel have we swallowed without you. Come this side, take your seat in the center pericarp as before, and let's dine. In whose absence even a moment hung heavy as a year, but a whole year felt just in half a moment by spell of whose illusory energy that Lord Krishna, that Lord Krishna, that Lord Krishna smilingly came and sat there, and lo, dining began with the same warmth, same humor, same joke. Bliss spread all around, and nature took that perfume to distant directions through her hints of breeze. Kim no vidmarantiha maya mohita chetasaha yanmohidam jagat sarvam abhikshnam vesmitatmakam. Shukdev Maharaj reminds the mankind, what do the people not forget in the world, under the spell of whose Maya the whole world remains forgetful of itself, and therefore will not he bring back your honeysuckle days, honeysuckle days and red letter days from the bottom of the sea of devastation and ruin of your life. Of course he can and he will. All you need is to drop your lament programmings and look at him. Develop ownness, belongingness with him, listening to his pastimes. Thereupon Sri Krishna laughed and hearty laugh, a hearty laugh, and ate together his meal with Gopal. Tato vasan Rishikesho bhyavaritya saharvakai darshayan sarmadagaro nyavartata vanadvrajam. They enjoyed the day in different pastimes. Then at the dusk, showing them dried skin of the python, Krishna returned from forest to Braj. At that time, Krishna's limbs were painted with fresh minerals, picturesquely decked with the plum of peacock feathers and fragrant flowers. वन्यप्रसूननवधातुविजेन्द्रदाङ्ग प्रोद्दामवेणुदलशृङ्गरवोत्सवाढ्य वत्साङ्गणन्ननुगीतभवेन्द्रकीर्ति गोपीन्द्रिगुन्दवदृशे प्रविवेशगोष्ठम् full of joy at the shrill melody of flutes, whistles of leaves and horns and loving, shouting to their calves and singing songs on today's pastime. Thus they entered Braj. Great jubilation, great joy of celebration of some festival, as if electricity of bliss ran throughout Braj Mandal, my dear. Gopis and Gopas were standing on both sides of the walkway. They were doing arati, showering flower petals and confetti and popped corn, looking with their love-laden glances, playing his flute, turning his palm on back of some corn, glancing at some fortunate Gopa or Gopi. Sri Krishna was walking towards his home. There at the door of a big mansion, Nandan, Yashoda, Rohini and whole families standing with lots of love in their eyes and holding ghee flame, arati on a gold plate. Krishna is going there. Holy Sire, Parikshit asked, how was such a great love possible? Shukdevji Maharaj said, dear king, it is the very nature of creation, as Upanishad says, Nava are patyuh kamaya or jayayai kamaya or pati priyo bhavati atmanast kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Okay? Na jayaya, na pati, na putra. Not for husband or wife's sake. People love, but because they are intimate to one's self, therefore they are in love. And Krishnamenam avehitvam atmanam akhilatmanam jagadhyataya somyandra dehi vavati maya. Know for sure, Krishna is the self of all living beings. For the welfare of the world, he appears in the form through his yoga maya, the spiritual power. The essence of all lies in Krishna. Therefore, as soon as you recognize Krishna in reality, instantaneously the whole existence illuminates, turning out nothing else but Krishna himself, who is not apart from you, neither he was nor ever he will be. That's why all Brajavasis love his flooding towards Krishna non-stop. And that's why what happened 1 year ago was narrated in the home 1 year later. Dear king, for oncoming thousands of years, one who will listen or read these pastimes of the Lord, Aghasur deliverance, Krishna's picnic, Brahmaji's dilemma and his prayer, will attain his ambition of life whatsoever. एवं विहारै कौमारै कौमारं जहतुर्व्रजे नीलायनैर्मर्गणोद्लवनादिभिः. Thus Sri Krishna and Balaram spent their childhood days playing childlike pastimes, which is hide and seek, making toy games, sand homes, and jumping about like monkeys and frogs, dancing about like peacocks, singing about like cuckoos. Now he became 6 years old, my dear friend. Om, 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 om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. आरती कुंज विहारी गे श्री गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी गे गले में वैजयंती माला बजावे मुरली मधुर बाला श्रवण में कुंडल जलकाला नंद के आनंद नंद लाला गगन समयंग गांधी गाली राधिका जमग रही आली लगन में ठाड़े वनमाली भ्रमर सी झलक भ्रमर सी अलग कस्तूरी तिलक चंद्र सी झलक ललित छवि श्यामा प्यारी की गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की कनकमय मोरम गुण बिलसै देवता दर्शन को दर्शय गगन सो सुमन राशि बरसै बजे मुजंग मधुर मृदंग वालिनी संग तुलरती गोप कुमारी की चमकती उज्ज्वल तट रेणु बज रही यमुना तट वेणु चहो दिश गोपी ग्वाल धेनु हसत मृदु मंद चांदिनी चंद गणद भव कंद तेर सुनी नय विहारी गे आरती कुंज बिहारी गे गिरिधर कृष्ण मुरारी की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।